Now when Venus is in the 5th house from Ketu, what is the 5th house? The 5th house is your education. 5th house is your romance. 5th house is your interest. 5th house is the upheavals. 5th house is also the house of speculative investments. It is also the house of power, children, media, performances. So this is one of the very important houses also in the horoscope, from specifically gaining out of speculative investment, children results, romance, intimacy that you get, and education. And to gain power. The 5th house is also the 8th to the 10th house. So many of the changes in your career are also shown or come to the 5th house. So when Venus goes into the 5th house from Ketu, so here, because Ketu is a denier, Ketu is a separator, Ketu is a reducer, Ketu is a negator, Ketu denies or reduces or separates you, the results of the house that it sits in, what planet is conjuncted, the sign that it is placed in. So when Venus goes into the 5th house from Ketu, so here Ketu says that unless you are ready to be able to be more giving in your romance, in your intimacy, in education, you try to get education to do something more for society, not for your self gains. Many times if you see children when they are growing up, parents will advise them, you go in this particular industry or you go in that stream, then you'll make a lot of money. Rather than that, when you shape children that you are good at this, you take up this particular competence that God has given you, Zodiac has given you, or you have worked hard, and then try and get higher education because you're good at that subject, you will do very well, but use that to do more for society, to be more giving. Then Ketu gives you results. In fact, this could be one of the very good placements for performances. I've seen a lot of actors, rather than for self-glory, when they're looking at, if you are in a scene with 2 or 3 other actors and you're trying to see how the scene can be good, not that I outshine the other colleagues of mine or other co-actors of mine, but how can this scene be good? What should you say? What should be your punchline? What should be mine? How should you react? How will I give the facial expression so that the overall scene is made good, not that I steal a march over you? Then Ketu will give you very good results. So people who can be very good in drama, people who can be very good in performances, as long as they're trying to make the scene good, the movie good, the what overall they are giving back to the audience good, then it can give you very good results. This placement is also a placement where Ketu sometime in your life, especially in certain important dashas and antardashas, connected to the 5th house, connected to Ketu, connected to Venus, connected to your 10th house, even connected to the Lagna, the dasha, antardasha of such planets. What it may do is, it may give you this feeling, why don't I do something of my own, or why don't I invest in, or why don't I create more assets? It may create that interest in you. Or it may also tell you that, let me try something else rather than what I'm doing. Because the 5th house is the 8th house from the 10th house. So when those things get activated, you may also get a feeling that let me do something different rather than what I'm doing. So this is a placement where at the right time, you may also try something different, but try and do something different for creativity, to give back, to improve performances rather than only for self-gain. This is also a placement where, however love and romance you show to the other person, many times you don't get as much back. Sometimes even if you get that, the feeling that you have is that I'm not getting enough back from my partner, I'm not getting enough attention, I'm not getting enough interest from my partner. So there is always this gap between me and the partner's not giving me enough. Same thing you may also feel about children later on in life, where children grow up, children get too busy in their lives, children are busy in their education, children are busy in extracurricular activities, children are out with their friends, or sometimes children may also go long distance for their studies later on for work. So sometimes this also gives you as getting less back from your children, back from your progeny also. So overall, Venus in the 5th house from Ketu makes you work hard for results of children, for results of romance, for results connected to your career also, unless you are thinking about the other person. What does the other person want? What does my boss want? What does the business want? What does my department want? What do my people want? What do my audience want? Then this can be a placement where over a period of time, working very hard, thinking about others, you get spectacular results.